Let me give me a minute to get this show on the road here. Gonna go down here like this. And go there to get rid of the emoji thing. Go back here again. Give me a minute to get this show. And okay, now. Hey, AZ, good evening. Paste. Then I gotta go like this and like this. And then pin that. Hey, Dominic.
Good morning, good evening.
Good evening. Merry Christmas to you. It's
Yep.
Christmas Eve here.
Yep. It's
Any world events happening in your world, or
it's wet and wild here. It's overcast, wet, gloomy.
Yeah.
What's up?
Turn that up. All right. There we go.
Good.
all of a sudden the door opened? I must not have had it shut all the way.
Oh, there was a ghost.
Yeah. The ghost of Christmas present.
Yep.
What's up, David?
How you doing, Justin?
Hello to everybody in the chat.
Dominic he's doing good.
AZ. Only one person in the chat.
Yep, AZ and us.
Yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat.
That's easy.
Yeah.
You could even say hello to David because he's the only one in the chat.
Yeah, it just sounds nicer.
Yeah.
Hi, David. I thought it was funny.
I see you all were over on Laura's channel, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both are.
And Dominic, you were over there too.
Yeah.
I was watching the Lions game.
Yeah, they won.
It was touch and go and they won, yes.
Yes.
I thought they were going to blow it at the end like normal Detroit teams do, but they intercepted the football with less than a minute to go and
Yeah.
just ran the clock out. And they won by 3 or 4 points.
Mm.
And a score is 7 points. So the other team was headed down to score.
Yeah.
And they intercepted the ball.
Mm.
Yeah, it was good. I'm sure Gitchy will be happy.
Mm.
She's a
Yeah, well,
Detroit
she sent me a message. Well, she sent me a message saying we won, so that's good.
Yeah. So Justin, anything eventful going on with you today, or
Not really, no.
you got
We
all
got
the gifts wrapped and ready to go?
Yeah, we did that last night, and then this morning on your show, we moved them out to the living room.
Okay.
And then no, just pretty much been just chilling today.
Yeah, the weather has not been very cooperative here. It's really
Hasn't been cooperative here either.
Yucky. Yeah.
We got we got to I think 80 yesterday. Then it went south after that. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but it sure doesn't look good out there.
As I said, it looks like here. But your days are getting longer.
Yep, we gained 2 seconds today.
You're still gaining, regardless of what it is. You're still gaining. Yeah, we're losing.
And Santa's been singing his lungs out in the front window.
Yeah.
So tomorrow about noon, I put him away because he's going back to the North Pole.
Yay.
You actually put them away or you just scoot them off to the side and turn them off?
No, I put him away. I got a big plastic 55-gallon clear plastic bag goes over him. And I take him down to the basement and put him down there till next year. If I'm still around.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got all the Christmas decorations have to come down after the first of the year. Oh, but anyway.
The only thing you leave up is just the tree.
Yeah. Tree stays up. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
It's one of those kind of days, Dominic.
Yep, well, I know how you feel.
Kinda curious to see how busy match show is gonna be tonight. I have a feeling the panel's gonna be real slim.
Yeah, I would imagine everybody's doing something,
I mean, I'm sure there'll be a decent amount of people there, but
And I think what happens is there'll be people stopping in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
They won't linger like normal,
usually
I'll be
during the
dropping in
holidays,
first, huh?
yeah, usually during the holidays, this panel gets pretty slim.
Yeah. Here comes Daniel Morales.
Daniel.
Hello,
up, Bill?
Daniel.
Hey
Uncle
guys,
Bill.
Merry Christmas Eve to you.
Merry Christmas Eve to you as well.
I can say Merry Christmas because it's Christmas here.
Yeah, where Dominic is, it's Christmas
I was
Day.
about to say it's Christmas in Australia, ain't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, Merry Christmas, Dominic.
Same to you.
Thanks.
And Bill popped in the chat too. What's up, Bill?
Yep.
Hey,
Bill.
Bill.
Uncle Bill, how you doing?
Having excuses already.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle Bill.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Bill.
I think he does the show late tonight, doesn't he? Like 10
I would-
o'clock, usually on Sunday night.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably wouldn't know.
I don't know if he's doing his tonight. Well,
I don't know if he's
answer that.
going to do it this year, but
Mm.
usually every Sunday evening, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Does
Sunday 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern.
I doubt on Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve will be good. New Year's Eve will be perfect.
New Year's Eve, you ought to host that from the bar.
Yeah.
A live show from the bar, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt starts at 7. See how
Uncle
long he
Bill
goes
says he'll
for.
be on tonight.
Awesome.
Okay. I might miss a little bit of it because I'll be at lunch. But I'll jump in when I can.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be there since I go usually turn in at 9:30, but I don't know.
Well, the thing of it is, Uncle Bill, is at my age, half the time I have to look at the calendar to remember what day it is. But I know that you're on at 10 o'clock PM on Sundays,
Like snow.
but it's got kind of screwed up, it feels like today's a Saturday, like tomorrow being Christmas would
Yeah,
be a
I
Sunday.
thought today was. I woke up thinking it was Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm a day behind.
Well, it is Sunday here.
Yeah, but not here.
Yeah, they're a day ahead there.
Hmm.
I know, Justin. I was kidding. Justin, you see the Lions game?
No, I don't really watch football. I usually just get the updates from everybody in the chat usually.
And I
Yeah.
thought the Lions weren't gonna win at the end there.
Oh my God, me too. I thought they were gonna choke it.
Yep.
They ended up winning.
Yeah,
Yep.
they ended up they had an interception.
Their first division title in 30 years.
30 years, yep.
Oh, interesting. What's
That's
up,
good.
Robert?
Hey, Robert.
Robert Glazier, how you doing?
Oh, come on, Tila. You have to
Hey,
throw
it was
another
touch and go,
interception.
touch and go, touch and go, and I'm going, oh my God, they're gonna choke, they're gonna choke.
Right. No, especially that Jefferson catch on 3rd and 27.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
like, oh my God, it's over.
they had back-to-back long pitches, one for 32 yards, one for
Yeah.
41 yards, and they
They
were
had
marked.
back-to-back big
So-
plays.
Yep,
I'm like, oh my God, Detroit's gonna be a madhouse.
yep. Yeah, well, Gitchy, is a big fan. She's probably dancing.
Yeah, well, she already sent me a message with her excitement.
Yeah, I know my cousin's a Lions fan. I texted him. I said, how about them Lions? And then
Yeah,
this image. They posted this on the Twitter.
there you go. Yep, champions.
The first time in 30 years.
Yep.
Oh, congratulations then.
Curtis, good evening. Merry
Yep.
Christmas.
Curtis.
Merry Christmas.
I'm the only one that can say it yet.
Well, we can say it in about 7 hours.
Hmm.
A little less than 7 hours.
Yep.
Yep.
6 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
What's up, Curtis?
What's up?
Hey, Justin, how are you?
I'm
Oh no, you've been in here. Sorry. My mind's been a little discombobulated today, it being Christmas Eve and all.
Well, I'm sure Justin's got
You're right.
lots of things to do with the family,
Yeah.
At your age, you're getting discombobulated. You've got to work on that.
I mean, tomorrow we'll be busy. We're not doing nothing really tonight. Tomorrow we're doing dinner and all that. So,
Ah, come on.
Paul Hodges is doing dinner with his new family tonight.
Mm.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
NORAD says Santa is over Norway.
Yes. I
Yes.
used to have, I had the NORAD Santa tracker up.
Oh,
Oh.
he's already been here.
I completely forgot to do that this year.
Oh.
Let me pull that up.
Hmm. Well, you can do it now. he's on his way there, but he's already been to the southern hemisphere and that time zone.
Here we go. It just has to load up, but I'm on the map screen. Come on, get 'em. Damn it. Okay, it's not loading. I'm not worried about it. Oh, nope, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
He was last in Wolfsburg, Germany. And in less than 2 minutes, he'll be headed for Zurich, Switzerland.
Yes.
Is that better, David? I'll turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
What's up, TJ?
Hey, what's up, DJ? Merry Christmas Eve to you, my friend.
Also,
There you go.
There he is.
Hopefully, it doesn't get mistaken for a Chinese balloon.
yeah.
Ooh, dude, that is dark.
Stuttgart, they're in Germany.
Hey, that's where my parents met
Good
on a
guy.
military base in Stuttgart.
Mhm.
Is that where he is now? Is this live or is this just a video?
Well, this is where he is now.
So this is live.
Yes.
Yeah, live NORAD tracker.
Wow.
See how the present's flowing down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's amazing how much detail they put into this every year.
Well, Google Earth provides all of this stuff, the background.
Right. But you got to give NORAD some credit too. I mean, they've been doing this for how long have they been doing this? Like what, 60 years?
Yeah.
Something like it.
Long
No, it can't be 60 years. Let's see. Let's
I
look
have
this
no
up.
idea when they started doing that, to be honest with you.
I will just say 10. 10's good enough.
Here. Okay. Okay, I have the year. Do you guys have any guesses what year it started?
2011.
All right. Justin, Paul, any guesses?
I'm gonna say back in the 80s or 70s, maybe. I don't know.
No,
Paul?
I haven't got a clue.
You guys were way off. 1955.
1955. Wow.
According to
Wow.
the wonderful people at Google, NORAD Santa tracking began in 1955 when an ad listed their phone number by mistake. Since then, NORAD Track Santa has received calls from worldwide and updates its website on Christmas Eve.
Mm.
Well, he
How-
flipped a bitch. He's like, I'm not going to North Korea.
I say the 1950s. The 1950s would have been a lot different to now.
That
Because
just
you
went. They just went past Strasbourg.
Yes.
Bill said he drops gifts like 500 pounders from a B-17.
Yeah. Don't mention the war. Frankfurt, Wiesbaden.
Yeah.
So where is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you like that? Let's go.
He's off and running.
Yep. Says he's headed for Munich in 33 seconds.
Yeah. Capital of Bavaria.
He has delivered over 3 billion presents. No,
We still got 5 billion to go then.
wait. Yeah, 3 billion presents.
I don't know if too many people in North Korea are going to be getting presents, but
Yeah, exactly. They're all getting
Oh,
coal.
absolutely.
It's all coal in North
Here.
Korea.
I'll share the NORAD the map. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. That's what I said, Uncle Bill. Don't mention the war.
Hold on. Share. Here we go. Mhm, mhm. All right, can you guys see it?
Yeah, that's the same one we were just watching.
Right,
Yeah.
but this one has the where it's going
That's
to
where
be.
it's headed, yeah.
Yeah, where it's headed next. Yeah, Basel in Switzerland.
Yep.
Is Basel or is it Basel?
Basel, I
Basel.
would pronounce it. Yeah. I wonder how the locals would pronounce it.
That's because he's not geofence like the DJI drones.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Oh, it's coming right at you.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, there we go.
Zurich.
Let's get the map straight up. Yep. Here we go. There we go.
A couple of lovely spots there, I tell you. Switzerland is a beautiful place.
Oh, absolutely. Now he's headed to Austria.
Hallstatt in Austria. Another lovely spot.
If you guys could spend a day anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I don't want to go anywhere.
Shit, that's an open question.
At your age, you want to travel the world. At my age, you just my whole world is like a grave someplace, you know.
No, but the problem is you haven't even traveled the world, Paul. Have you even been overseas?
Oh yeah, I've been to Hawaii. I've been uh Mexico. I've been to Canada.
Well,
I've been,
No, I'm
You
saying,
are
have you ever
correct.
been over to
You
like?
have gone overseas, but technically speaking, that's still America.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, have you never been to like Europe or anything like that?
Like
No,
you've never been outside the US, Paul? Or have you?
I've never been outside North America.
You and me both.
The 50 states, we'll call it.
Yeah, I could.
Well, I've been to Mexico, just on the border,
Oh, okay, yep. You've been outside then.
and I've been to Canada, all of the provinces.
So you've
Yeah,
been to the
okay.
Great White North.
Yeah.
Salzburg.
Yep.
That is another awesome place.
You've been?
No, I haven't been. No, I haven't been, but I've seen many documentaries on it. I like to watch documentaries of places in the
Yeah,
U
that's
in the
give us full screen.
in Europe.
There we
Hey,
go.
he's going to Italy. My
Brescia.
heritage. My heritage, Brescia.
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 Brescia, Italy.
Yeah,
Brescia Italiana.
yeah. I wonder if he goes anywhere in Calabria, where my relatives are from.
Where are your relatives from, Dominic?
Reggio Calabria,
Cool.
which is the tip end of the boot.
Bolzano.
Yeah. Now I have been to Italy. You want to see if there's any spots that I've been to on this map? Because I basically went to the middle, where the middle of Italy, where the capital is, and then down towards the boot, Reggio Calabria and Dalianova is the actual village.
Liechtenstein.
Yep, that's
Ooh.
a Liechtenstein. Yes,
I completely forgot about this right here.
which
Isn't it Liechtenstein?
Oh, that's cool. It has a whole Wikipedia page
Brescia.
about the city.
it's actually a very beautiful place.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. As we head into Liechtenstein,
Vaduz, Liechtenstein.
they do. Yes. It's a very small country.
But Liechtenstein?
Yep. Small country in Europe.
He's
Something
delivering
north,
presents
east.
that fast, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, what's
all right.
up?
And he's over to Amsterdam.
In the Netherlands.
Yep.
Should see
The
what I
Dutch-
got. Should see the video I got today.
What did you get?
Here.
Yeah. I'll just say it was kind of a 1 in a million shot.
Here.
Oh, no.
You want me to stop sharing so you can share the video?
Sure.
Let's see it.
And I'm not really kidding about 1 in a million.
I'm excited to see what it is.
I'll just say I was shocked. Ugh. Oh, wait, let me hit the two little buttons. There we go. Okay. Is it up?
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay. Look on the top right of this sign.
There's a bird.
Yeah. Yeah,
A
keep
hawk?
keep watching. Keep watching.
Oh yeah, it's a hawk.
Wham!
Oh, wow.
Right on top of the drone. He didn't get the drone, but yeah. That's a 1 in a million video.
Okay, that's
You'd
cool.
be changing your underwear after that one.
I brought the drone over and landed it and went, okay, I'm going home because I want to post that
Yep,
video.
I'm out.
God bless America.
That's America right there.
America.
I guess the hawk wanted a drone for his Christmas present.
Yes. My favorite bird.
He's like, come here. I want you. Actually, my Nazgul, because I went down to see Maddie yesterday, my Nazgul has purple LED lights on it. So
Nice.
I don't even know how you could look at it and think that it was another bird, but apparently the light's on there or something. He was like, okay, I'm gonna get you.
Amsterdam.
Not often that you get to see these head-on shots of a bird attacking a drone. So
Yeah.
and especially not like that one where he's sitting on the sign and dives
Yeah.
down on the thing.
It really is
Oh,
a 1 in a million
Belgium.
shot.
Belgium next. They make great chocolate.
So we were talking about traveling, hot route. Have you ever been outside the US?
I've been everywhere but Asia. I've literally touched
He
all
was-
the continents.
Rod was in the military.
I was in the
Mm.
military, but I traveled for 20 years for work. The
Mm.
customers all over the world. So everywhere but Asia. Australia twice.
Oh, great.
Once to Sydney, once to Melbourne.
New Zealand,
Haven't been there.
because we
Back
form
to Netherlands.
we form the largest part of Oceania, which has Australia, New Zealand, Fiji,
The hell?
I turned it off.
Okay.
Micronesia.
I was confused for a second.
I'll just say Dominic Telstra owes me.
I think that- yeah, that's the largest telecommunications company in Australia.
Oh,
I think they owe me as well.
They couldn't ship cell phones. And I was the guy that fixed the software so that they could start shipping again. It was an emergency call. I spent a week remote trying to help and figure it out, and then
Mhm.
flew down to Sydney and spent 2 weeks just fixing it all. By the time I was done, it was all working again.
Oh, great.
Curtis was in Hamburg, Germany for 6 years.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Let's see here. I've been to-
Livorno for 3 years.
Been to
Livorno.
Dublin.
Livorno,
been to
yeah, Livorno's a great place.
Dublin, London,
Dublin is a place I'd love to go to.
Cambridge, I think. Might have been Cambridge.
DJ says, hello, Rod.
Hello. Merry Christmas to all.
from the travel documentaries I've seen on Dublin, looks like a fascinating place.
It is. Go to the park downtown.
Robert
Best-
Glazer
best
lived
place
in
ever.
Frankfurt for 3 years.
Hey, Frankfurt. Nice.
My uncle was stationed at Ramstein, I think, for like
Ramstein, yeah.
6 or 8 years.
Another
He was
very
there for a
famous
while.
spot.
Ramstein Air
was-
Force Base.
Yeah, he was there for
very
quite a
famous
long
spot
time.
in Germany.
Yeah.
Been to Vienna, been to Warsaw.
Yeah. Also, very. I thought it had a lot of character, and the reason why it had a lot of character is because it's a really old town, and there's a lot of history and stories to go by.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about going to Europe. There's a
A
lot of
vintage. Yeah.
Ramstein
history
Air
there.
Base actually almost doubles that town's population
Yeah,
because the
Yeah.
amount of troops that are stationed there at any given time.
yeah. That's
Denmark.
why it's pretty famous.
Denmark, been there.
It's pretty much a U.S. city in
How's
Germany.
Denmark?
Denmark, another lovely
Mm,
spot. Most of Europe's lovely. Can't really find that many bad
in
spots.
the summer, but because Denmark sticks out there,
Yeah,
anything other than the summer, cold, wet, damp, and
That's-
windy.
Well, the people that are probably frightened of everything right now is if you live in Iceland.
yeah.
Oh, crap. I just realized I gotta hop off. It's almost 5:30 here. I gotta go get some dinner.
There's
Okay,
actually-
buddy.
Oh, if
Say,
I don't
Daniel.
see
Stopping
y'all
in, Daniel.
anytime, if I don't see y'all tomorrow, y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Yep, you do the
Yeah.
same.
And let's see
Right.
here. Mexico,
There's actually a U.S.
Brazil,
research.
Argentina.
There's actually a U.S.
Daniel will be
research facility at the very top of Iceland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's got a couple hundred people stationed at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a research
Well,
facility.
that's like Antarctica. We have a base down there too.
That's not a base. It's a research facility at the military,
It's
just
a base. We know what
resupplies.
it is.
quote unquote.
Yeah, give it a rest. Give it a
that's
rest.
that's not a
It's not a
military base.
research facility. Yeah,
Whatever.
It's a research facility.
Yeah, look, we
But
skirt
not
around the
research
international
facility.
laws because we're allowed to resupply it. The military can resupply it.
But what I find fascinating is from Melbourne, from our airport, it takes 8 hours to get to Antarctica. And we're supposed to be down under.
That's not bad distance, 8 hours.
Yeah.
No, parts of South America are further south than Australia is.
I know that, but we're supposed to be down under.
Yeah, exactly.
But we
You're actually a
it's
little
closer.
you're closer to the equator than most people realize.
yeah. Well, not me personally, but people in Queensland are.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to the top end of Queensland, which is the Tiwi Islands and the Thursday Islands, which are top near that little point of Queensland. They are very close to the equator. Yeah, but
just because we store military equipment there does not make it a base. Okay, they need howitzers to get through the ice.
Facility. Yeah, right.
They need howitzer rounds to get through the ice. It's the only thing we use them for up there.
Yeah. No, but the tip end of South America, where Ushuaia is, just off the Argentinian coast, that's close because you've got a bit of
What's up, David?
little bit of Antarctica that juts up. David, Birdman.
Hey, did Birdman see the video? Hey, Birdman, did you see my video? You like birds?
Well, I saw your video because the hawk is my favorite bird.
Yeah, imagine that.
Mine's a bald eagle.
I saw it clear as day in the goggles when it happened. I was just like, holy
Oh, shit.
crap.
He would have gone, shit.
Oh, the drone was fine. I knew he hit the drone because the you know, you could see it in the video. The drone
Mm.
bounced a little. He obviously didn't get his claws sunk into anything, and he also didn't manage to get his claws in the props because I didn't hear any change in the motor sound. So I think he just hit the battery on the top and couldn't get a grip on it. So
Yeah, couldn't get
too
it.
heavy, too fast for him to actually get his hands on it. If it had been my little drone, and he was actually eyeing my little drone earlier. I'd come back and landed it and looked up and went,
Yes.
"Hey,
I agree with that, David.
I think he was eyeballing my drone."
I remember when me and Dan were flying in the park. I was flying as, I think it was a baby hawk, and I was whipping it around the park, and this little hawk decided it was going to start trying to attack it. So I landed it, and then
Mhm,
Dan threw up his, I think it was like a 4 or 5 inch with a 4S.
mhm.
Fucking that hawk didn't want nothing to do with that thing. As soon as that thing ripped up off the ground, that fucking hawk took off. He was like, "Nope." That thing
Yeah,
started screaming.
I wasn't
Not
going
today, Sadie.
super, I wasn't going super fast. So that may be, if I'd have had that 5 inch wound up, yeah, he'd have, well, one, if I was going that
Cranked it
fast,
up.
he'd have never got to it. It would have been by him way too fast. But
Some birds are fast, but they're not going to catch a full on
But
FPV.
I don't know that I've ever seen one where you got to watch the bird launch himself and dive down
Mm.
because he was literally sitting right there on. He was waiting on me. You could just tell he was waiting on me, sitting on that billboard, waiting for me to come back around.
I had a nest up there or something.
Nah, in the trees behind me is probably where he had a nest.
He just
Well, I'm saying you probably got too close for comfort for it.
Maybe.
Oh, up at the top of the bridges where I fly, there's a nest of peregrine falcons up there.
Oh
There's
yeah,
the
I
one-
believe it.
well,
There's
they
the one that
related.
attacked me, and the one that was trying to attack Dan's drone had a nest on top of the light pole right where we were flying at, and it came
Hmm.
down off the light pole.
Randy.
Started attacking at the baby hawk when I was flying it around. I think it was a baby hawk.
Yeah, down by Titusville, and I think you guys have noticed it in my videos before. Some of the light poles they have platforms on the top so the birds can nest up there. That's where the ospreys put their nest down there.
Mm.
Mad props, how you doing?
Hello, Randy.
Tell you what, birds are noises. The damn sandhill cranes when they come flying over. Those noisy
When
ass
they're
birds.
squawking, yeah.
Yeah, they're loud as shit.
I swear the pterodactyls in Jurassic Park are sandhill cranes.
Hmm.
Sound exactly identical to me, to
Well,
my ears.
Up there in Idaho, where Sean lives, he hunts them. They're allowed to hunt them up there, and they
Mhm.
have little like raptor looking claws on each foot. He collects them every time he hunts them. He keeps the little claws, and they're about that long, and they look just like a little miniature raptor claw from like the Jurassic Park movie. Looks just like the claw he had in the movie, but it's about that big. They call it the ribeye of the sky.
Yay.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
actually
Robert.
red
I don't
meat.
think he was looking for a mate. I think he was looking for a meal.
Just start raping your drone in midair.
A purple meal at that, because it's got purple LEDs on it. I should have Maddie send me that picture. He took the picture of it yesterday when we were flying.
That's one good reason to use lights on your drones too, because birds don't like flashing lights. You
Mm.
use something like a
It's not
like
flashing,
R5.
but
well, they don't. That's what I'm saying. The signal lights are good for during the day, obviously for other pilots, for you to see your drone. Plus, it actually does help with birds because they don't like flashing shit. That's why some places will put the CDs out there because they don't like the reflection and the flashing from it.
Yeah, the fog's pretty heavy out there in the river.
Yeah, I've never had a bird besides that one on Dan's drone try to attack my drone. I did have an eagle fly over me one day and I got nervous and dropped it. But he scooted right over me. A bald eagle was the first time I ever saw one down here. Went right over my air two, was probably 30 feet above my air two.
Well,
Just
what
flew right
bothers
over.
me is there's
I
some
was like,
pinheads
nope.
out there that go and try and find eagles' nests and things, and they go and try and get close to it.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
I'm not screwing
no.
with no eagle nest. That's how you get thrown in federal prison, right there, buddy.
Yep.
Start screwing around with eagles nests. I don't play around about those things. That's why I said there was a job site here in my town where they had a crane up and they were shut down for a week. And an eagle's nest, eagles made a nest up there, and that crane had to sit there for over a year. They couldn't touch it, they couldn't move it, nothing. They had to leave it in place, sitting there. And they had shit hanging from it too. That's why they had it up in the air, because they took all the generator that they had, and you know how they'll lift the shit up in the middle of the
Yeah,
night
for
so people
safety.
can't-
Yeah,
That's-
so
yeah,
people
so
can't
people-
steal it. Yeah.
Right, and they had a generator hanging up there. That bitch hung up there for over a year, just sitting there. They weren't allowed to lower it. They couldn't touch it. They couldn't do anything with it. And then finally, that whole job site got shut down because of that. And it sat there vacant for about a year and a half before the Eagles finally left. And they were able to come in and finally get rid of, actually move the shit.
That's where the 7X on the Mavic 3 is nice. You can sit way off and still look at it and not disturb a thing.
Yeah, but they definitely don't play about eagles' nests, man. Once they nest somewhere, that's it. That
Mhm.
whole area is shut down. You can't touch it, move it.
There's one in our area somewhere. One morning I was driving over to go shoot the sunrise, and there was one sitting on the on-ramp going onto I-95. And I was like, okay, it lives around here somewhere.
There's an area off the main road of our town, back in the trees, back in the wooded area where there's nothing built.
Hmm.
And they have signs back there. I guess there's a bunch of eagles that nest back there, and you're not allowed to go
Not
back
surprising. Yeah, not surprising.
there. But they haven't built nothing there neither, and it's prime real estate. But they've been back there for a long time. Those signs have been there for at least 3 or 4 years, and they haven't messed with it back there. It's still sitting there.
Yeah, I remember when I went and filmed the covered bridge. Not that it's much of a covered bridge. Princess Preserve is where it's at, just north of Palm Coast, and flying my drone around. And I happened to look up in the drone, and I saw 2 really big birds. And eventually, I figured out, oh, they were turkey vultures. And for the most part, they just kind of stayed off into the distance. And then all of a sudden, I saw them turn and start coming my direction. And I was like, okay, I'm getting out of here. I think they finally noticed the drone. And I literally went the other way to get further away from them to not
And
attract the
turkey
attention.
vultures are big.
Oh,
Yeah, those
God,
things
they are
fucking
big.
large.
That's a large bird. That's why I got the hell out of the way, because it's like one of those hit the drone's going down. Even if it bumps the drone's going down, because those things are big. So, but that was rather interesting, because I saw the claw. I literally saw the claws in my goggles, and I was like, "Holy cow!" I want to see that video.
Oh, Robert said he had a hawk attack his Phantom 4 and Mavic 3.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Hawks are aggressive birds. I guess the question is, Robert, did you get video of it? Did they get you from above or from the front?
Yeah.
And neither one of those would be very good for the hawk, because they're more likely to get tagged by the props. Although they are kind of attacking center of mass, so maybe got his claws on the frame and didn't get tagged. Anyways, made for an interesting day of flying.
Dude.
You can see why I stopped and went home.
Mm.
on top of that, I didn't really want to mess with I really didn't want to mess with the hawk anymore, right? Up until that point, he had just been kind of flying around in the neighborhood, and he was minding his business and I was minding my business. And then he decided to get into my business. Okay, I think I'll leave and let you be. You can have the territory. It's all yours.
That's the reputation Dominic has too down in Australia. Just leave him be. Don't mess
Just
with
leave him be. Leave the hawks be.
him. That's right.
Yeah. Hey,
Look at this one. This guy's freaking doing a paramotor and one lands on his damn paramotor. Look.
Oh, that's good size.
Beautiful.
So let me come up here and chill with you.
Put the landing gear down.
what kind of bird is that?
That's not a hawk.
It's
No,
a
that's
black
not.
vulture.
Black vulture. Okay, got it.
He just jumped up there and sat with him. He's like, hey, what's up, man?
Beautiful.
Trying to eat a shoe.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
That's pretty wild.
Mark R. White. Hello.
Hey, Mark R. White, how you doing?
Hey, Mark.
So, Mark. Yeah, but that one time the eagle flew over me, I just dropped my R2 straight to the ground. Because I had it straight up. I was just doing a hyperlapse straight up above me.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably flew about 20, 30 feet over my drone. I was like, nope. Right down straight, came straight down. He didn't seem to like really pay attention to it because he didn't like circle around or anything. He just kind of flew over. And I kind of saw him kind of look back at it, and then he kept going. I was like, no, I'm not happy.
That was weird because down in Titusville, I had that one where the freaking bird flew past me. He caught me from behind and kind of went, he was off to my left and just kept on trucking right by the drone. Like the drone wasn't even there. Didn't bother him in the least. It just
Yeah,
kept
I wasn't that high off the ground. I think I was probably about 100, 120 feet. And he just cruised right over top of me. And I was like, I saw him kind of like look back at it. And then he just kept going. I was like, yeah, I'm not having him whip around and be like, oh, let's check this thing out. That was the very first time I ever saw a bald eagle. I didn't even know we had them down here. And I was like, shit, that's a bald eagle. I was so surprised. I was looking up at it. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I never realized we had them down here. Now I see them all the time. Now I've noticed them all over the place. There's actually one that sits on the telephone pole. I can look out my bedroom window. There's a telephone pole, and he always sits up on the very top on the next road over, and you can see him clear as day sitting up there. He just sits up there and chills.
Yeah, the bad part was the camera was kind of looking back at the bright. So typical DJI 03, it was whited out. So I dehazed it massively in DaVinci to get it to pop and be clear. It looks pretty good on the video.
Got a question there, Dominic. Mark.
How did everything go yesterday? Yeah. It's so far all right. Well, I'm feeling okay, but I've got to follow up with the GP, the doctor, when they get back from holidays, and also probably have another.
So what were the results of your blood test?
Just basically they found a pancreas enzyme that was slightly elevated. Everything else was good.
So what did they do to elevate it? They just give you medication for the week or what?
No, they didn't give me anything.
What they said it would just kind of balance itself out or what?
Yeah, that's what they feel is going to happen.
Go see a specialist is what they did.
Yeah.
Shot him out the door. Go see a specialist.
Well, I'm saying like here like here usually the emergency room will give you at least a week's worth of medication to get you through to you.
I was
Every time
surprised.
I've been there, they've always done that.
I was going to say I was surprised I didn't get any ibuprofen when I left.
Fucking ibuprofen. You're
I
gonna
thought,
be starting on that
was the
bullshit.
gift pack. I thought that was the gift pack.
That's turned into a cure-all drug now.
Yeah. it'll probably, yeah, it'll cure everything, I reckon. Yeah, I am going to live. Well, for the moment. They have no understanding why, and they don't know,
Ooh,
but I feel
sounds
I
good,
feel
Mike.
it's the stress of life at the moment.
You know, it could be a something, especially in the pancreas, something weird you ate that the
Yeah,
body
that could be.
reacted to. Yeah,
Or I, because I did overeat on Friday, so there might be a
those
thing.
levels, there's norms to those levels, but they obviously go up and down, right? Kidney, livers,
Yeah,
pancreas, all those
yeah. It
things.
was
They know
slight,
what their
as I said.
normal level.
They said it was slightly elevated, but so was my blood pressure. And once they got
Yeah,
the blood pressure down to normal, yeah,
like everybody
I
else.
know. Believe me, I know all about the pancreas. That's pretty much what um, my mother died. Not pancreatitis, but her pancreas was dying. So I know a lot about the pancreas. My brother's a diabetic. My sister was a diabetic. My aunt, not auntie, my, yeah, auntie. Yeah, my mother's sister was a diabetic. So diabetes does run in the family, but I've had many a diabetic test, and none, it's never
Never.
eventuated
So
yet.
you're the lucky one.
You've never been diagnosed with like pre-diabetic or anything like that?
Not yet.
That's good.
But
Good thing, man.
considering the fact that my brother was became a diabetic in probably about, yeah, probably at mid-50s. So I'm still waiting. Even
Hopefully you're
though,
waiting a long time.
oh no, but I'm saying even though pretty much all my genetic makeup says that I should be a diabetic, there's at least 6 or 7 people in my family tree have had it. Maybe I'm the lucky one.
Sure.
My dad caused his by drinking too many fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
And my uncle did from drinking too much Monster energy drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle was addicted to Monster. You go into his house because he had a friend that owned a gas station,
Mhm.
and he would sell him cases wholesale. And you'd go into my uncle's house, dude. I'm not even kidding you, dude. He'd have like 15, 20 cases of Monster stacked up in a pile. And that's all he fucking drank all the time. And it got to a point where he had to stop drinking them because it got to it finally caught up with his body. Because the monsters will make, like, if I was to take like regular sized monsters to down them, I would get the shakes. That's how
Mm.
crazy that shit is.
The funny part of it is I went flying because I charged all my batteries back up yesterday after I got home, knowing that I was going to go fly today. And those lipos for FPVs, you can't leave them charged forever. So I went over there to just kind of blow through them. I didn't even run them all the way down. I was just trying to get them down to sort of the storage level, 3.8 volts.
Well, my
Ran through.
sister bought my son a fucking one of those little cheapy drones off Temu,
Mhm.
and I popped it open yesterday to look at it, and a fucking little battery, little lipo battery inside of it was all swelled up.
Nah.
So I had to cut it out of there because it was soldered to the little board and the little battery casing.
Mhm.
So I had to cut it out to get it out of there because it was completely swelled. I mean, you could see it clear as day, and it was pushing on the casing. You could see the casing bowing.
It's
Now
not.
no,
It's
now
not one
no
of those.
battery. Not very good drone, huh?
It's
Yeah,
not
it
one of
didn't.
those $99 drones that's going to revolutionize the industry.
That's exactly what it is. Looks like a little knockoff mini.
But that's the thing is it only came with one battery. I mean, I could technically get another small LiPo and solder it onto the
Hmm.
board and just solder it onto it and
Literally,
it would
they
work.
soldered the battery to the board.
There's a little board that's inside, so it's like a little slide-in like battery pack casing,
Hmm.
like a plastic casing that the battery sits in. And when you pop it open, it's soldered to this little tiny like charging board where the charging
Oh,
port
gotcha.
for it. So it wasn't like a where you could just unplug it and plug another battery in.
Gotcha.
But I have a
Doesn't have
couple of
any
little
connected.
LiPos from some old little
So it's like a DJI battery wrapped in plastic
Hmm.
that you plug in, kind of thing.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
But yeah, it was swelled up like it was completely puffy. I opened it up. I said, holy shit, that battery's not any good. You're not plugging that in. So I cut it out and it's sitting on the back porch on the cement right now. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with it later.
Yeah,
Poke it.
you gotta
Poke
be-
it. Come on, poke it. You need a torch.
Yeah, I
Poke it with
could
a
fuck it.
screwdriver and
Yeah,
hold it up and use it as a torch.
Either that or you go out there with a hammer and a nail.
Yeah.
No, you don't even need that. Sharp pair of scissors. Just poke it a little. It'll start burning.
Like I said, it's a little standard 1S LiPo, so I could always get a.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I'm
just a
sure I
one
could
S?
put another one in there, but I'm not even gonna worry about it because it was probably a $10 drone off of Temu. So I'm not even gonna fuck with it. If anything,
Oh.
it'll just be a wall hanger
Nice
now.
work, Matt. Nice work. Getting himself a
Well,
Tiny
you,
hole.
you could make it into a tree ornament.
So, Mark, I have the Tiny Hawk 3, which, to be honest, I never really flew much other than line of sight just to try to get the thing to hover because those box goggles, I can't see crap in those box goggles. Utterly doesn't work. But I had little 1S batteries with a little charger that I'd gotten from Race Day Quad that you can plug. That's a little USB-C that you could plug like 6 of those little 1S batteries into.
Now, does it like regulate them so you don't have to worry about overcharging them or anything?
Pretty much. You don't really have to worry about that too much with like 1S.
Yeah, FPV batteries ain't nothing to fuck with for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have the Hoda charger. It's a smart charger. No,
Yeah, especially
no
if you got
screwing.
like 3S or 4S or 5S. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be fucking around with those things. 'Cause JD had I think it was a 4 or 5S, the one that was in his RC car that started smoking that day. But luckily, he was at the skate park, so he ripped it out of his RC car real quick and tossed it out on the sidewalk, and it just sat there and burned.
Yeah, when I first got mine, I was actually cutting the plastic wrapper off, which I shouldn't have done. They still work. But I accidentally poked one with the scissors as I was trying to cut the plastic off and it caught the stupid thing on fire. The good thing is I was literally holding it. So I just held it by the wire and took it outside and let it flame out.
Yeah, I actually did that with a cell phone battery one time. I was an old Droid phone, and I was switching some pieces from one old Droid phone to another one, fixing it, and I fucking accidentally punctured one of the batteries. I ran outside real quick and just tossed it out into the yard.
Yep.
Night Train says he thinks he needs a nap. He must have ate too much because he's full.
Hey, he's eating over there eating that good prime rib.
Yeah.
You'll stuff your face when you're eating good meat like that.
Oh, by the way, when you see TJ, and I'm kind of telling everybody this because yesterday I was writing, we got him doing it finally. Tell TJ sports mode. I've been hounding him to fly as a Vada in sports mode. So I want everybody to hound him about sports mode.
Why is he afraid to go into sports mode? I mean, it's not, I mean, 30 miles an hour ain't super fast. You shouldn't be that afraid to do it.
Yeah, I know, and he's got the start RC bars, and he's got the bumpers, and
I mean, you're pretty much going at mini 2 speeds. I mean, granted, you got
yeah,
goggles on, but it's not that quick.
yeah. So, anyways, we managed to get him. And one of the things he needed to learn was when you're using the DJI, and this is true when you turn the DJI drones on, no matter even if you have the RC or the remote control, wherever that switch is, the drone comes on in normal mode. So you need to flip the switch to normal mode and then flip it to sports mode because the drone's actually in normal mode, even if that's you got it set to S when you turn the drone on. So we taught him that and got him in sports mode, and he got him a little high off the ground, and he was finally going. It's like you got to go fast. You want to learn to do manual mode eventually, you got to get used to seeing things fast in the goggles. Because when you're going 60 mile an hour, that tree on the other end of the field shows up in a hurry.
Mm.
So this is the little drone that he got.
Oh,
But see, it's just a plastic casing. And inside there, there's a little charging board at the end here, right there. But it was sitting inside there and it was pressing up. You could see it swelled. Like the actual battery was sticking up out of there. And it was
So
puffy
so
as
you're
shit.
really not intended to have a second battery, are you?
Well, I mean, you could, it does come all the way out. So it could, you technically, I guess you could have ordered one.
oh, it's the battery case. Okay.
But the problem is it only came with one battery. And I'm not going to spend the time to try to hunt down another battery for this fucking thing because it's
No.
not worth it. I could literally buy a whole new one for. If anything, like I said, it'll be a good little wall hanger. You can hang it up on the wall. Just spread it out and put it up on the wall.
Has it got any sensor on the bottom at all?
The case is fucking nicer than the damn drone is.
Yeah, no doubt. They always are. Has that got a bottom sensor?
No.
Yeah, that means it's unstable as hell.
And the camera, is not. You have to move the camera to the position you want.
Yeah, it doesn't have any gimbals or anything.
I bet it's not even 720p. It might be a 360p camera.
Nah,
Yeah,
might
they'll
even be
tell
one-
you it's 8K, but
probably be a 144.
Oh God. Yeah. Could be.
But they'll tell you it's an 8K camera.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. And it'll look like 144p
It's
fucking
an
doing this
8K
shit.
Yeah, it's an 8K camera.
Night Train says Santa's in Greece right now.
Hey.
They did and that's the thing is Amazon and all these companies that allow all these resellers, man, that they lie so bad on their damn descriptions and shit.
They at least need to put downward facing sensors on those things so that they can at least hover semi okay.
Well, and if they do put sensors on cheaper stuff like that, it's usually infrared, which isn't good outside because the sun screws with infrared sensors. And then I had watched a guy that was doing a review on a little remote control helicopter, and he was flying it outside, but it was all infrared. And I was like, dude, you can't fly it outside in the middle of Vegas sunlight. I was like, no wonder that was going all over the place. Yeah, because it literally wasn't responding at all to the controller. And he was like, oh, this thing's a piece of junk. It was literally one of these things.
Mhm.
And these things are fine. Like you can go to Walmart, get one of these for like $30, have some fun around the house with it. But once you take it outside in that sunlight, it screws with the controller really bad.
Yeah. JDS. Howdy.
So, anyways, we got Teeds going sports mode now. So now we just need to keep him there and get him some more practice. And maybe by the time I go back, he'll be ready for manual mode a little.
So what I'm gonna do, I figure, Rod, I'll just give him the Tello since I already have the Tello and he's been wanting to fly it. I'll just let him have that.
Sure.
That's a good start.
Oh, the fucking cameras gonna actually be.
Yeah,
You know, I
no.
mean, for a drone this size and this price range, you
Yeah.
still can't find a drone in that price range better than the
Mm.
Tele. Camera wise and everything. I mean, it's 720.
Yeah.
And it actually isn't that bad of footage for what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not a Mini 2, it's not a Mini 1, but for what it is, it has really
Yeah.
good footage.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, it's a good start.
So I'm gonna let him have the Tele. I'm gonna let him have that since that one was broken. So
But
he
Bieber
can-
left an interesting comment on my video. He said, wanted his nails trimmed. The Hawk wanted his nails trimmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was being a little ass last night, JDS. He always
Yeah.
is though. I love Max.
Yeah.
He always gives me crap, huh? Yeah, they were actually channel hopping last night. They were on Arts for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they came over to my channel, him and Tammy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head out so I can get myself ready for Matt's.
For the shows, yeah.
Over there. He's in an hour, so it'll give me an hour to get all my shit together.
That's
So
right.
I'll see you
7
guys
p.m.
later.
All right,
Okay.
have a good night. I'll see you over there later.
See ya.
Gitchy's messaging me about her team winning the Lions, winning their NFC championship. I said boo. And she said woohoo. I don't really care. I just like giving her crap because she likes the Lions. Just like David, I always say Blackpool because he hates Blackpool. Dude, people overseas are the easiest ones to trigger when they're big soccer fans. Oh God, dude. Like they know you're joking, but they will still take it super serious. You'll bring up their like most rival team that they hate the most. Oh God, don't take much to get them going. They're way worse than NFL fans. And I would have to say, out of the NFL and college was probably worse than the NFL when it comes to rivalries and love for a team, because a lot of the people that watch it either went to college there or they're supporters that, donate money to the college. The college rivalries seem to be way worse than NFL by far. There's this one guy that's actually gone viral on YouTube, and he purposely goes to the opposite team's school and he walks around with their most rival football gear on. So whatever their most rival team is, whatever the team they hate the most, he'll put that gear on and walk through the college, and he's just every person walk by, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, the whole time. I'm like, damn, dude, people are taking that shit serious. But he does all these shorts of him walking through the rival teams' colleges and shit. Is hilarious as hell. And he does it. Sometimes he does it after the game when they lose too. Oh God, dude, really bad.
He's going to end up like that one kid that got himself accidentally shot.
Oh yeah, the one that was messing with that Uber driver.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't blame that guy neither. Like, fuck it, you coming up and you're getting in my face like that, and you're getting like this, and you're putting your phone in my face and shit. Oh hell no. Because I know in Florida that would have probably been stand your ground
Oh yeah.
for sure, because he was all up in that dude's face, getting into his personal space. Yeah, you don't do that. That's why I tell people, especially if you've never been to Florida, don't get road rage down here. It's not a good thing to get into. Because and I love how people always kind of like, they're always like, oh, Texas, Texas, Texas when it comes to guns. But what people don't realize is actually Florida had the most, by far, concealed weapons permits issued than any other state per capita. And that's per capita. They were far above Texas for having concealed weapons permits and all that, and the most guns. We actually have more guns than Texas does. But,
Yeah, there's Palm Coast. There was an incident a couple of years ago. A guy and his wife were in their pickup, and they I don't know. The guy got mad at some guy on a motorcycle. So, pulled up behind him, got out, went up there. And you see the guy from the motorcycle, he's just standing there, and the other guy's got a knife and just yapping at him the entire time. The other guy just stood there and, was just kind of cool as beans. And then that guy with the knife took a swipe at him. The other guy pulled his gun out then. You should
And
see
he
that guy.
did.
You should see that guy back off after that. It was like,
Did
oh.
exactly what he was supposed to do. Kept his cool.
But he
only
kept his
used it
cool.
when
That was it.
necessary.
Right. He didn't pull it until the guy swiped at him with the knife.
Well, the
that
thing
was
is-
the oppressive part to me.
Well, the thing is, too, is what people don't realize is, they'll say, "Oh, why do cops shoot people with knives running at them?" Because somebody can cover up to a 25 to 30-foot distance faster than most people can pull a gun. And that's why they do that, because you can be 30 feet away from somebody and they can clear that distance running at you full speed with a knife to try to stab you faster than most people averagely can pull their gun out
Mhm.
and aim it correctly and get it, shoot off a round. So there's a reason why cops do that, and there's a reason why they're not trained to do, you know what I'm saying? When somebody pulls a knife out, they don't pull out the pepper spray and the tasers. They pull their guns out, and there's a reason for that. Not, people think that, it's just like, some of these European countries that have banned guns. Well, guess what? Now they just have knife issues. People going around stabbing people.
There's
That's a
always
big
gonna be
issue.
there's always gonna be a weapon.
Yeah, they just replace it with another one.
Another weapon. Always. Where'd Paul run off to? Paul, come back. It's your stream.
David. Actually, David was a victim to that in the UK. He got stabbed by somebody. He was a victim of a stabbing. He's talked about it a couple times.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, not a good thing at all.
I guess that's why I need an Nazgul. You pull the knife, I pull the drone. Let's see who can cut. Let's see who can cut each other up the worst.
Yeah, there was an Uber driver down here that in my county, and the sheriff praised him for him. But he was driving his Uber. He picked a chick up from the bar. The guy was drunk, thought it was some guy she was going home with. Got in front of the Uber driver, slammed his truck. And they came to a stop. The Uber driver got out, and stood there, and the guy ran up to him and said, "Yo, you want me to shoot you? You want me to shoot you?" And pulled his phone out like that. Well, it was really dark. The guy didn't know it was a phone. Like an Uber driver pulled out and just laid his ass out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. And the sheriff praised the Uber driver, said, "You did exactly what you should have done." The guy said he was going to shoot you. He was threatening. But the guy was drunk and didn't know that he was an Uber driver. He thought he was some chick guy that the girl decided to go home with. Decided to follow him in his truck.
I don't think I'd ever want to be an Uber driver.
That's why I think it's stupid in Florida that commercial vehicles can't carry concealed. I think that's really stupid. Because what if you're like somebody like, say you're a utility worker and you're out there working on the side of the road? How many videos have you seen on YouTube of utility workers working out on the road and some jackass gets pissed off from in his house because they're making noise and comes out like that?
Sure.
Remember the old guy that fired into the utility truck with this fucking, he had like a.
Yeah, I wouldn't
remember
want to
what
be
was
in the bucket near somebody's place.
Yeah, and then there was the other guy that came out with the hammer and started busting up the utility worker's truck. Started busting all the lights out. And
I'm
then there
not
was the guy that came out with it was a 6-shooter, but I can't remember what size it was. But it was a pretty big ass one. And he came out and just started firing rounds into the truck.
The stupidity of humans it seems to know no bounds.
What's up, Jody?
I mean, if you don't like it, come out and yell and scream at them, but don't freaking start tearing.
Well, I hate when
Stuff
people
up.
complain about noise in the middle of the day. It's like that's why there's a sound ordinance at nighttime. But during the day, don't come out and bitch at somebody because they're mowing somebody's lawn. next door to you. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you work at night. Oh, well, that's just unfortunate for you. But the rest of the world has to move forward during the day.
That's your pain in the butt in life that you have to deal with. We all have pains in the butt.
Right. But
Of
just
some sort.
Because I was watching another one. A guy was out and he was just mowing this lawn, doing his normal thing. And some guy next door came out bitching at him because he's like, oh, I got to work at night. And you're making all kinds of noise. It's like, that's not his fault, dude. The world moves around during the daytime. You got to get used to it. I understand if the dude showed up at 2 o'clock in the morning and started fucking weed whacking in the front yard. That I would understand, but what's up, Tim?
But I mean, the guy could have had a hard night at work, and the guy mowing just, made it worse. I kind of get it, but go out, do your griping, go back in, go back to bed.
I mean, there's just really nothing you can do in a situation like that. So it's like, why even confront them? Because if you called the cops, what are the cops going to do? Nothing. And all you're just doing is starting a situation for no reason. Like, if you know that there's nothing that anybody can do about a certain situation, there's no point in trying to start a situation over it because it's not going to go anywhere. You're going to be right at the same point when you started.
It's like Dan taking my whole remote ID thing. Oh, I'm going to stick it in the backpack and drive around the airport. I can see Dan doing that. But he's right. Nobody's gonna come over and go, "Hey, where's your drone? We're tracking your remote. We're tracking your remote. Remote ID just isn't gonna work that way.
That would be hilarious as shit.
It would. It 100% would be. I'm not so sure that I'm happy that I planted that seed in his head, because if there's anybody that would do something silly like that, it'd be him.
That's what I said. They're gonna be wondering why a fucking
not illegal and not illegal, nothing, absolutely nothing wrong, but it's just like, poking the hornet's nest kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That'd be funny, like with them tracking a drone down I-4 doing 140 on a bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder how this drone made it 20 miles doing 140.
There are going to be some people that probably do that. It would not surprise me in the least. Those things are a little lightweight, and the batteries on them probably last 3-4 hours. You could drive around a long ways.
Well, that one you got was really small.
Yeah, it's really small. Yeah.
That's that was made by Holystone.
Yeah, that's a Holystone.
Yeah. Is it Holystone or Holly?
Holy. Holly is 2 L's. Holy is 1 L.
Yeah, there's always been seemed to be a little debate on that. Notice, I've always said Holystone. Is it good? Because they don't tend to make the best drones, but is the module itself good?
Oh, come on. It's a Bluetooth broadcasting thing. How freaking hard is it to create it?
Well, I don't know.
It's not.
I'm just asking. Like, does it seem to be good quality though?
Yeah.
How much did it run you?
$89.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I think some of the ones people were buying.
Yeah, they were
$200
on the early ones. Yeah. This is the first one that's, at least for camera drones, is reasonable.
What are you using it for? Your FPV drone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to come out with really tiny modules for those FPV drones.
They have one.
It's already hard.
They have one. They have one that's just a little board that you can solder on.
That's what I'm saying, because it's already hard enough getting these guys to want to put them on there anyway. But if it's not really super lightweight to where, because every gram.
What I'm surprised at is the bind and fly drones don't come with them. Because they're the OEM, they're the original manufacturers. So under the rules, they're the ones that are supposed to provide the remote ID on the drone.
I wouldn't be surprised if that don't end up coming. Either that or they found some kind of loophole in the law.
No, the FPV board is just this little teeny tiny thing. It may be like 2 grams. of a board. So it's not like it's going to add much weight to the drones.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm wondering if they found some kind of loophole where they don't have to put it on there,
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
or maybe
I guess the loophole is they're only providing the drone. They're not providing the remote.
well,
So is it truly a complete package? Would
Well,
probably be
especially if
their
you're buying-
lawyer's argument.
I would
Right,
imagine,
because-
I would imagine that they would qualify under grandfather clause. Anything manufactured after a certain date has to have,
Everything after September 16th, 2022, the manufacturers had to
and they haven't
provide
done it
remote
yet.
ID.
So
And the FPV bind and flies, they haven't done it yet.
yep,
And as far as I could tell, hello, they're providing a completely flyable drone. It should have remote ID on it because
Well,
you're
see,
the
that's
original
why-
manufacturer.
you're definitely going to see more guys buying not pre-builds. They're going to end up buying if they force them to put it on the pre-builds. They'll just go back to building.
Most are
them from
going to be like
scratch.
me. 3 out of 4 of the drones I have are sub 250. I don't have to do anything with it. You don't even have to register those drones.
But that's why I don't understand why they put the remote ID on them. Anyway, like that shouldn't even be a
For Part
should be-
107 guys to use it like real estate.
right. But you should have the option to flip it off or on if you're.
Yeah, I
recreational.
know. DJI. Come on, DJI
Right.
never gave you the option with geofences either. So what do you expect?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They should just give you. It would be nice
Mm.
though if you had the option to flip it off or on.
Yeah. On the sub 250s, agreed. Because you don't even have to register the drone. You only have to register the drone sub 250 if you're going to use it as Part 107.
Which, let's face it, most of the professional guys aren't using mini drones anyway. They're using enterprise level, maybe a Mavic 3 Pro 2.
Yeah.
They're not really going lower than that on the specs.
I'm telling you, the answer I gave you,
Not that they
is-
couldn't do it, they just don't use them.
my answer, I think, is probably an okay answer. Although, if the FAA showed up, they might look at you kind of funny.
Well,
Get that
'cause, like,
little module, right? Let's say you're flying real estate around the house, right? Get one of those
Right.
little modules, sit it down, like outside, whatever, let it broadcast, not actually on the drone. But you're within 10, 20 feet of the thing, and your drone's within a few feet of the thing. Who cares if it's on the drone or 20 feet from the drone?
well, like
You're still broadcasting.
Well, it was like Dre said, when he does the professional jobs, they actually will give him a specific list of that's the only drones we're wanting you to use.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the minis are never on those lists. It's always
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
sure.
Pro 2 and higher. It has to be like
Yeah,
usually
yeah, they're looking for better camera quality.
Right. So I don't really see a lot of professional guys, honestly, unless they're in like some of the more stricter countries, they might be forced to have to use those for certain things.
Yeah,
don't
you
see
have
a
to,
lot of
because in
guys
Europe
in
you
the
can't go
US.
over people unless it's sub 250. In Canada, you can do
Right.
anything if it's sub 250. So there's a huge incentive for sub 250 up there.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of professional guys in the US ever using a mini though, to be honest with you. Not like I said, they're all using most of the guys I know that fly professionally. I mean, they're all using enterprise level shit. And the lowest I've seen is like a Mavic 3 or a Phantom 4 or even a Pro 2. But I've never seen them actually use like an Air 2S or an Air 2 or
They're using the Avadas now,
what are they using those for?
real estate, fly
Yeah, I
throughs.
Well, yeah, you could get
And
by with
keep in
real estate
mind,
using a mini.
EM Drone Mark is using it on his professional video stuff that he is
But all
involved
the
with.
guys, I'm saying all the guys I talk to on a regular, like Dre and
Mhm.
Al and even Jim above and beyond drones when he was doing his inspections.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
that Matrice
Matrice.
210. Yeah, I know what he had.
Yeah. Like I'm just saying all those guys, they don't do real estate. They're all doing like mapping and stuff. So
Mhm.
and even Daryl, he does that's all he does is mapping. He flies nothing but like matrices and shit.
Yeah, if you're not doing real estate, yeah, you're probably using all the enterprise level stuff. So
Yeah, real estate you could get away with doing a mini too, or if you
oh yeah,
really
100%.
edit really good. Yeah, you could definitely get away with using one of those.
Especially, in fact, you'd want to use one of those if you were going to do a fly through, right? Less chance of flying into something. Well, and you can get the prop guards to put on them. So you like don't scratch the walls up if you tag a wall. Of course, the bad news about the prop guards is it pushes it over 250. Then you're back to the part 107 part.
You drinking tonight, Rigger?
But I don't think you're going to see an FAA guy show up with a scale.
No.
Never.
Because I've heard a couple people, like I was listening to Charles one night talk about that, and he was like, when I put my lights on, it puts me right over. But then Bill piped in and was like, well, I don't really think anybody's ever going to show up and actually weigh your drone. I mean, if you're a few grams over, I doubt. you'll
Yeah,
ever get in
exactly.
trouble.
Exactly. You know how many?
Come on.
You know how many overweight semi trucks? If you're like 1 or 2 pounds over, they're like, yeah, you're right at the limit. But okay, go on, right?
I
Driving
mean,
down the high, driving down the freaking highway.
I understand Charles' argument. Like, if you're a stickler and you want to just do everything 100% by the book.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're bending, like to me, going a few grams over is just bending the rules a little bit. That's not doing nothing excessive. I mean, what is that? What are they going to come to
Exactly.
you and be like, oh, you're 3 grams over. All right, here's $100,000 fine. I mean, come on.
You're 3 grams over, but you're flying safer because you put the prop guards on. What's the point? The whole point of the regulations is about safety in the first place. Well, I got the prop guards on. I'm even safer than I was before. So
Yeah, I don't really ever see them. They don't have the manpower. I mean, let's
no,
face it,
they
they
don't.
don't.
No, it's gonna be like the seatbelt law. You'll get tagged for something else, and then they'll just throw that on top.
Because the thing
I
is,
kind of
is
agree.
if you ever get reported, they're gonna show up. By the time they show up and actually inspect your drone, you could rip half that shit off your drone and be like, "Oh, yeah, I was just flying it like this."
Yeah,
they would
exactly.
never know.
It's going to be interesting because I wonder how many sort of Karen kinds of reports will happen and whether they'll get overloaded with BS, which would be interesting.
I think that the longer drones go by, I think the
Most
think
people don't even care. They're like, okay, it's a drone.
Well, the more time that goes by, the more people are going to get used to them, and they're not going to think about them.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Maddie yesterday when we were putting the LEDs on, and I was telling him, putting the lights on the FPV drone actually makes them a little more acceptable to the public that are in the area, because one of the things that kind of bothers them is they can hear it, but they can't see it a lot of times, right? So with those LED lights on there, then they can see the thing and they can see, oh, this thing's not right over top of me kind of thing, and they won't stress out as bad. So the lights are actually a really good idea, so that they can spot your drone, which will make them not stress out.
Well, FPV drones just tend to be a little more intimidating anyway, just because of the noise.
The high pitch, yeah.
Yeah, because especially when you get like a 5-inch with like a 5S and fucking screaming that through a park, yeah, you're gonna notice that.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot different than just popping a camera drone up and just slowly taking off.
We were doing 40, 50 yesterday in the park. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, as a I would say, especially an FPV pilot, you kind of want to have some common sense. You're not going to want to go to a park that's got 100 kids playing in. That's packed full of people.
That was our problem yesterday. Was
you
trying
wanna
to
use
find a
your head a
spot
little
away
bit.
from. We were at the park,
Right.
but away from people.
If you really want to fly a specific area, you just have to time it correctly when nobody's there. So
And that's kind of what we were
saying.
doing. It was a frisbee golf thing. So whenever they were kind of in the area, we just did laps that were not near them. It just changed our path a little bit until they were gone, and then we went back to flying what we were flying. It was fine.
If you're actually flying an event, under 107 or whatever, and like say a little concert in the park or something like that, then you want to set up and look semi-professional. Have some cones around your landing pad. Make it look so they don't think you're just some random person out there flying.
Yeah, one of the parks, there was a guy over on the field. I don't remember what he was doing, but Maddie went over and gave him a heads up, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So, but we were at least,
didn't you guys
but
say
we
you
were,
pissed
but
some
we were at
homeless
least,
guy off?
the homeless guy was there in the one park. Actually, he followed us. So we went to the park that we didn't go to last time. Well, we went to it the second time. We went to it second when I was down there last time. This time we went to that park first, and the homeless guy was there. And we're like, hey, there. Maddie was like, hey, there's the homeless guy. And we flew there, and then we left and we went over to the other park. The two parks are literally side by side. It's really one big park. And when we pulled in, he was over on that side. He moved.
He might have just been more interested in what you guys were doing.
I had no idea.
Probably
Or
something for him to watch.
he was trying to get away from us. So Maddie says he flies at that park all the time. So the guy knows he's there flying. So
Or he might have just been giving you guys space too. I mean,
yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
He
didn't wanna
wasn't
bother.
happy. He wasn't happy with TJ and I last time when
Well, that's what I was
we got
asking
our
about.
when we got our Avadas kind of close to him. So accidentally.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to avoid you guys as much as you are trying to avoid him now.
Yeah, probably. And that's okay. I don't mind.
That's like that one channel we were talking about. One of the guys I got into with a couple years ago on TikTok, that's what he was doing. He was flying over homeless people and buzzing them and shit and pissing them
Did you
off.
see
and they were
that
killing
article?
stuff.
Did you see that article recently where there was some, I don't know, it was some rich guy or something that was flying his drone around videoing the homeless. I forget where that was. That was on like Drone XL a couple of days ago or Drone DJ or something.
Yeah, there was a channel that went kind of viral about a month ago, and everybody was talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Okay,
And
maybe that's
I
maybe
just
that's
can't
the one.
remember. But
Yeah,
yeah, he
maybe
was
that's the
running
one.
around flying, messing with the homeless people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, seriously.
Was when one of the videos, the guy shot a 38 at the drone. He was shooting a gun at it.
It's like these people got a hard enough time in life, and you want to go around and make money off of them. Why don't you try giving them money instead of trying to make money off from them? Some of the people in this world, I swear.
Never ass out of my pants. So being dragged to the office. You were smoking in grade 3. Jesus Christ, Bill. I was playing with, I don't even remember what the hell I was doing in grade 3. Playing with Play-Doh, probably finger painting. This motherfucker was out there smoking. Smoking on the playground.
You know, if he's from the Appalachian Mountains, I could believe it.
He's up there in Newfoundland.
Oh, that's Canada. Yeah, I could believe it there too. Yeah.
Good God, man. That was something I didn't. To be honest, I never saw anybody smoking or anything in elementary or middle school, but high school you ran across that every once in a while. Kids would sneak out to the bleachers.
Middle school, I did. Well, it was junior high for me. It was 7th and 8th grade.
Now, outside of school, you would see it if you went to a party or something, but like you never saw anybody getting busted at school for it. But when I was going up through school too, they always had the drug dogs coming in once a week, and they would pick random. They would come in every single week, and they would pick a random, like a set of classrooms, and you had to get up immediate as soon as they walked in the class. You wouldn't know they were coming. They would walk in a class, and you had to just drop everything. You couldn't touch nothing. You couldn't put anything in your pockets. You had to stand straight up and walk straight out the door. And then they would come in and they'd go around and sniff all your bags and shit they were in there. And they would get you for having aspirin. When I was in high school, people used to get aspirin taken from them all the time. The dog would sniff out just regular over-the-counter medication too. Because we weren't allowed to have it. It had to be, even aspirin had to be given to you by the nurse. You weren't supposed to carry it at school with you.
Yeah, my daughter's that way. Guess what? She has Advil in her freaking backpack.
But I don't know. Our schools were a little stricter, but like I said, our school district was like 90% military kids. And either your parents worked for the military or they were in the military. So we had MPs on all our campuses too. So like our schools were pretty locked down and they didn't play around, but they got a bunch of money from the government. Like our school district was very, very lucky school district because we got new shit every year. Every year we had new buses, we had new books, new computers. Like that they fully funded the whole district, the military did. Like they got tons and tons of money for all the kids that went there. And so we had new shit all the time. And a lot of the school districts around us, hell, you used to have to borrow our buses all the time because they had old ass ones from like 1970s, you know, old ass buses. And
Yeah.
you'd walk up in our bus and there would be magnets from other school districts up on the roof of the bus. But they would have to go out and put over ours on the side of the bus.
Yeah, I told my daughter, just carry it. They give you any hassles, I'll come in and step all over their toes and yell and scream. And
I mean, they for over the counter medication, at least when I was in school, they didn't make a big deal about it. They just took it from me. Told you not to bring it back to school. You didn't get in trouble or nothing.
yeah, that's fine.
Well, I don't know about now. but
Hello, females on their periods, Advil or something, right? Because they experience a lot of pain.
Justin, it's a
Yeah.
half hour before Matt.
I'm dealing with two of them.
Yeah, exactly. You're
And I
gonna
got
have
a third one coming pretty soon here in the next couple of years.
You're gonna have that problem, and if they have that problem, you're gonna send them to school with Advil so that they or Midol or whatever, so that they have it on them when they need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off because Matt's on in
Yep,
a half
half
hour.
hour
Yeah.
till Matt time. Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody, don't forget
Okay,
Matt at
everybody,
7
thanks for
p.m.
being here. We'll see of you all at 7
No.
o'clock. Matt's going to be on,
7
followed by
p.m.
Justin. So
No. 7 p.m. Eastern, Matt will be going on. I'm not going on.
aren't you going?
No, because this show may go on for 4 or 5 hours. so-
Uncle Bill's going on at 10. So okay, all right.
All right.
We'll
We'll see
see
y'all
ya.
later.
Yeah. Bye bye.